that's why our guards are so important to us. So just a couple of things. On August 20th, it was sharing with some local publications that passing grade was number 4 on the national rankings of top real estate markets. So I contacted people to find out what was the result. And it's very good. Some said the price range, price appreciation has been about 44%, up to 53% in the last 2023. Additionally, someone said there are 3 key droppings that attract post-war attendance. Schools, it's on price recreation in our diversity. And that people are wanting to so to that end, again, we thank our town administrators and all sectors that lead our community. Another thank you for all that you do to all those who run our schools, our services, and to ourselves as a township committee. We're stewards of our community from the past, present, and future. So it's an important responsibility. Not a time to sell our homes for us, but it's just sort of a great time for reflection on what makes this a great place. On that note, key members of the Environmental Commission met with Brian Wallace, DPW, and Jake Gadger are ready to review sites for potential development of meadow as well as new native planting that will require low mowing maintenance. Great opportunity to add to the beautification of the township and also foster sales and planting. At our last teaching meeting, there was public comment on where the new shade tree ordinance space would be on the website. There was an opportunity to add a few more links and also to make a few more edits. The Shade Tree Commission met the following day and recommended changes to the guidance PDF. So I'm happy to report those have all been made. If you are interested in seeing these documents, go to the birds.org website. And in the search function, type in engineering forms, and you'll see our tree ordinance guidance form as well as the tree removal permit application. And then lastly, as liaison to the Municipal Alliance, I was invited to spend the day at the Lindsay My Teen Institute Summer Leadership Conference, which ran August 19th through the 23rd in Hardwick, New Jersey. The Teen Institute is a youth leadership program that seeks to guide young people to realize their potential and become empowered to create positive change in their schools and themselves and their communities. We have 14 kids there from Ridge High School who are part of our REACH program, along with various alumni. There was terrific energy among the group, and they culminated their week in planning activities and projects that they will then bring to the Bergen schools in the coming year to help support education around alcohol and substance prevention. That's all we are. Thank you. Yeah. All
right. Welcome to our newest patrol officer, Logan. That was a wonderful swearing-in ceremony, and also to our 2 crossing guards from Parks, Properties and Recreation. Hometown Hero banner applications for fall installation for August 31st. We are seeking student volunteers to support the Warriors Fall Festival on October 5th. Applications, if you know anybody that's a student that has time available and could lend a hand, applications are available on the Parks and Rec website. Residents can also start gathering gently used Halloween costumes for drop off at the end of September. Registration is now open as we come to the end of summer. We're all looking forward to the holiday weekend of Labor Day. Registration is now open for programs for the fall, including tennis, pickleball, for both youth and adult classes, youth basketball clinic, schools out multi-sport camp, adult fitness, yoga, open gym sessions, basketball, pickleball, and badminton, and senior art classes for adults 55 and over. And while the days do seem to be getting a little shorter, they're still long enough and warm enough to swim. So while the pool had their last event last Friday, as well as their final float night for the season, the pool is still open through Labor Day weekend. So for those who do have privileges, please come out and enjoy a pleasant hour. That's it.
Yeah, that we there.
As being on the subcommittee for the police department, I too would like to, on behalf of Andrew and I, Andrew's on the subcommittee with me, I would like to welcome our new officer, Dean Hogan, who comes to us from Basking Bridge, which is so thrilling to know that he was born and raised here and he's also going to serve here. So we'd like to welcome. The last 2 weeks, Andrew and I have sat in on the interview process for the deputy chief and the lieutenant position for promotions. And I am thrilled to report that TK has been, is going to be the deputy chief for Berners Township, and out tonight will be the lieutenant for Berners Township. So I want to congratulate them both on the promotions. We are very fortunate to have such talented people. When you do go through the interview process, it's just amazing the knowledge, the experience, the care that all these officers have, and it's a very difficult process to promote. So with the help of the chief, I want to say congratulations. Next process will be sergeants and corporal, which Andrew and I will not participate in. But at the end of the month in September, we will have the swearing in for the deputy chief, the lieutenant, sergeant, and corporal positions, which will be at the end of the month. So I just want to say thank you so much to all of our officers for what they do, and congratulations on the promotion. This weekend on Sunday was the Liberty Corner Food Truck Festival. I attended and had a wonderful time. It was well received. There's so many people, and there's so many fun activities and so many trucks, and it was really great. And the most important part was it's giving back to the fire company and helping them raise money, which is so desperately needed during these times, especially. And the farmstead, right, it's a little bit quiet there, but they're gearing up for the fall, and we'll have a concert in September and some other activities at Farmstead. The library is always working hard. We go to the website, there's tons of programs that we would be here all night and they're never be able to speak. So go to the library, visit the website, and I just want to say they work so hard at communicating and outreaching. It's so important. It's one thing the library really constantly does for our community. And I have a personal note, I just would like to comment. And Jake is here from the Burnsville News with us. And Jake was so kind to do an article about me in the Burnsville News. And I just want to say that I was misquoted in the Burnsville News, and Jake and I talked about it. For some reason, it was put in there, and apparently in his notes it wasn't there. So it's very important that I say this publicly. The misquote was that my son is served in Afghanistan. He did not serve in Afghanistan. So we don't want to use solar valor or anything here. So they're going to retract that. And he said already online, they took that out of the article, and they're going to make that correction. So I just wanted to publicly say my son did not serve in Afghanistan, nor did I say that. So I just wanted that to be public. Thank you.
Thank you. So catching up from last meeting to today, there were, even though it's summer, there was great things that were happening in addition to the things that were mentioned. Obviously, the swearing in of our newest officer, and we're just so excited to have him. That brings us back up to 40. So again, public safety is such a priority for us, and so we're really glad to have him, as well as the new crossing guards. So excited for that. On August 15th, I joined the BRIC community, our Bangladesh Indian community, celebrating India's Independence Day. It was a wonderful event that was held at Green-Dana, and from all understanding, they were very surprised with the number of folks that showed up. So it was a great thing. We walked around the park, and it was wonderful event. On Sunday, August 25th, I did the very tail end of the Liberty Corner Fire from the Food Truck Festival. Unfortunately, we could land any earlier, and so I got from Newark Airport to there around 5:30, and those dedicated volunteers that spend their free time to protect us from fire perspective, they had been there all day. And still out there, the band was still going. Just again, amazing dedicated folks. The food trucks were fabulous. I also wanted to mention I got a lot of things about that realtor report. Not only was that shared online, but it also made news multiple times. In fact, yesterday I was pinned about 6 o'clock Channel 4 news, and they had shared that what drove us to be in that is when you get into things, the devil in the details as to so how did you get that top 4 position? And they said at least on the television, I haven't fact checked it, but they said that it was the number of views, as well as the time on market, and our average time on market was 16 days. And they said that what drives people out is they're looking for more space and lower taxes. And in particular, one of the realtors said one of the reasons why people come to Berners Township, which is no surprise, is our quality of our schools as well as our safety. So those are all things that we hold near and dear. That's important to us from a committee perspective. And we're board of ed colleagues. They care about the schools as well. And so anyway, it was just, I think there's a lot of pride. I think some folks just think, oh my gosh, don't give us the spotlight. Don't create any more frenzy when it comes to this. And I do think it is a moment to be proud of the wonderful community that we live in. It is every resident's contribution to make this the ordinary place that we live in and how we all live together. So very fun. So moving on to some other important things, as was mentioned from our A-list folks, the VCAA has a Mid-Autumn Festival on September 14th from 2 to 4 at KDP. So we'll see those folks and other really wonderful performers at that event. The small business owners, I continue to beat that drum about the awareness of grants. I actually talked to Kathy Guzman today. So I just was curious. I've gone door to door, and to some business owners I've gone twice to say like, hey, how is that application for those state grants going? And good news is that we'll have contacted her and they're having some submissions. So I'm eager to hear from what I was told. One of the grants, the business improvement grant, that is proprietary until the grant is awarded. So I can't know that information just yet. So, but I can mention out to all of the folks that I've contacted to find out. And to be honest with you, it shouldn't be a surprise that our small business owners, one of the reasons why they haven't done it is existing running their small business. So again, I'm going to try to encourage folks to reach out to Kathy and to do that process, because I would love to see us see. You can go on the EDA website and find out after it's been awarded. And there's a few folks on there, but that date was through June 30th. We started the process, we did the interview, the presentation in April. I know I started contacting firms in May, and it's about a 7-month delay to get that grant. So the date is going to lag, is the point of it all, but I am watching, and I'm going to at least qualitatively follow up with folks, because I really want to ensure that our business owners get money that is really for them. The other great news, Christy and her staff issued about the business education workshop. We're hosting that on October the 8th. That information was shared. This workshop is different from any other. And we will put additional information on. I'll probably do a video about it. Our small business owners will complete some pre-work. By completing that pre-work, they're going to come to the certification workshop. They will leave certified. So this isn't like talking heads and then go home and do the work. So this is do the work. We're trying to communicate that. This is the type of information that you need to and bring that stuff here. We have the state employees that you will leave certified. So super excited. We've not done anything like that before, and I'm excited to do that. So we'll see. So more to come on that. October 5th, I mentioned, we shared this before. I wanted to highlight, because our PEC, Parents of Exceptional Children, this nonprofit group that supports special needs children in our community, they so generously offered to lead this 5K for the complete benefit. So all proceeds are going to go to our house, which is a separate, not related nonprofit that happens to support special needs adults, including programming for for those special needs adults as well as housing. Now, the proceeds from this 5K, which by the way, there are opportunities for sponsorships. So businesses and individuals are welcome to do that, as well as the 5K runners. But the proceeds are going to be limited to Bernards Township. So our house serves beyond Bernards Township borders, but all the revenue generated from this will go to benefit our community and the special needs adults within our community. So I wanted people to know that I'm very humbled that their leadership said absolutely yes, we're going to do this, and I'm very grateful to the town staff for their openness. It's not typical to start something at the municipal complex at all, and you know, closing roads isn't an easy thing, especially county roads, as I learned. And Jen Weaver is doing a great job, and Christy as well to host this. So I'm really excited about this. We'll be hearing more about the sensory-friendly Mayor's Hall Festival portion that will take place before the Mayor's Hall Festival portion that begins at 2 o'clock. So there'll be more to come, but I'm really grateful that we're really going to have a very inclusive program for our special needs residents. Another thing I wanted to call attention to on October the 10th, I've got some questions about this Connected Minds, Protected Hearts discussion and strategies for managing these smartphone and social media use. This is an event that we're going to host here at Town Hall at 6:30. This program is also different from other programs where we are not talking about, is it a problem? What is the problem? We are assuming you all of our residents, especially those with children, would be the ones that are probably most interested in. Our library put together a wonderful reading list. So there is homework for each of us to do. And I brought 2 of the books that are on that. The Anxious Generation actually to kind of kick this off. Another one that's I'm interested in, I haven't finished reading yet, it's Wisdom of the Awakened Brain. So these are 2 of the books that are on that reading list. You need to read these and be ready. And not even necessarily read them, thanks to social media and such. You can watch YouTube of some of these speakers talking about these programs. So you can do the, the short version if you wish, to get the juicy details of the problem, if you will. We're going to be talking about solutions. So I am so grateful to Congressman Kane to talk about federal legislation, and perhaps we as a community are going to help generate new legislation. Same thing with our state legislators. So we invited our legislators to come to talk about what exists and maybe what needs to exist. So and I'm really eager to see what we as residents can come up with as to what we can do for our children. Do we let our kids have smartphones when they're in 7th grade, as I'm speaking to myself and my 7th grader? Or do I take that and what do I do with it? So we're going to talk about this. Is a discussion. And so our town staff has put an RSVP on this. And the reason why is because everybody I've talked to, they're very interested in it. There is limitation as been emerged from the district. So we need people to RSVP if they think they're going to come. Because if we go too big, which is not okay, we're going to flip to another location. So we want to ensure that people have the opportunity to come and discuss, because that's what we're going to be doing, is discussion, not a lot of presentation, but it's the discussion to say, what do we in Bernards Township, what do we want to do about this part of the program? Then moving along, other things that we need to know, it's right around the corner, September 7th, our yard sale. So it's exciting to see how many folks participate this year. And for things that don't sell, then please donate to the other organizations that are running vintage sales. They'll be happy to see your items. The September 11th ceremony looks amazing. And so we look very forward to the solemn event at 6 p.m. Sean McCarthy, I'm going to continue to plug his event September 26th about how the local tax money is used to address the needs of our town. So excited for that. Safety. So as has been shared, we're excited for folks, our new folks to join. There have been some articles that have talked about, our other Somerset Hills towns, the efforts that they've done to install some of the APLRs. So it's great to see again that the Somerset Hills community, that we are all working together and just putting additional safety measures around to protect all of our residents. One thing I did want to share is, and this is to add a little insight into the Berners Township Police Department and why we are so proud of them. There was an incident where officers were called to one of the parks, and some youth were selling lemonade. And two of our officers took the call because they were asked to do so. And the way that our officers chose to handle it, and so I'm sharing this not to encourage people to do the same. I'm sharing this to share that our officers engaged with those youth and essentially took money out of their own pockets and purchased the rest of their inventory. And so those youth went off and had a positive interaction with our police department instead of a negative interaction, even though the youth were doing something that was not permitted. So I share that because our officers protect us, and they do it in a kind and considerate way, and even take the money out of their own pocket to do that. This is not the first time I've heard of this, but I wanted to put this out there for people to really understand. One of the reasons why the Berners Township Committee really supports our police department, it's not only what they do, it's how they do it. And they do it in a very kind and considerate and respectful way. But again,
Not considering reimbursement. I'm joking. I'm like the movers.
So, like I said, at the end of the day, they do the right work. And so I'm not encouraging this. We need this not to happen again. But I think it's important for you to know how special they are. And last but not least, a lot of folks, every time the wind blows, and I think this heat's coming again, so JCP&L, I continue to talk to our contacts multiple times. And from the JCP&L perspective, our reliability investigation has been submitted for quite a while. Our community is quite large, and so we are waiting for that investigation to be completed. I understand that it's going to be soon, so as soon as we know, then that's great. But regardless, I did want to communicate so people know that, for instance, the folks that identified themselves when we asked for you to contact Township Committee, those 5 individuals that identified that they were on oxygen, they are now on the critical customer list. So, we were able to take action and to get them connected to the right program and those residents following through in the steps that they needed to. I'm also been working with Christy and her staff about some of the other suggestions and educational opportunities that JCP&L shares. So we want to put additional lift around JCP&L provided information, so our residents can understand what they can do. One of those things, for instance, is how to request tree inspections. So if you see a tree in all tangled up with a power line, this is something that our residents can make that request. And so we'll tell folks how to do that. And that's at no cost to the resident. So this is something that there's some services we want people to know, and we want them to be able to take action with that. So more to come on that. So I'm very happy about that partnership, and when we have more information, we'll be excited to share, because we really do want to get to the root cause as to all of the outages that are not attributed to weather that they cannot control, but the other areas, the other issues. So with that.
So Mayor, I think it would be wise if next year we consider having like we used to have a liaison to the utility companies, but appreciate that you've stepped up and taken on that role. Usually isn't a mayor's role, it's usually Township Committee role. So I think something we should all discuss. Sure. Probably next year that we actually have a liaison person for the utilities like we had in the past. It's a good idea. So that, you know, we can have somebody who comes to and somebody to work back and forth, and that it's not, and that we bring it back to, just members' goals of the mayor's goals.
So just it wasn't appointed, like liaison.
Yeah, there was a liaison in the past, so we went through one of the township committees, and I think it's important that the township committee member has that goal. Going forward, so I think it's important that we look into that next year, so appreciate it.
Thank you. So with that, we close that out. So we move on to fire and rescue appointments.
Resolution 2024-356, appointment to membership in Township Board of Volunteer Taxpayer Charter Committee of Columbus, Adam Blank, full member.
We have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Christie, roll call please.
Mr. Bellman,
Yes.
Mr. Martin McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. Fields,
Yes.
there is
Yeah,
motion carried.
thank you. Item B,
Resolution 2024-358, appointment to membership in Township Board of Volunteer Release on responsibility of full member.
we have a motion please.
So moved.
Second.
Christie, roll call please.
Mr. Bellman,
Yes.
Mr. Martin McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. Fields,
Yes.
Mayor Easy.
Yes,
Motion carried.
thank you.
Item C. Resolution 2024-365, appointment to membership in Township Board Volunteer Taxpayer Charter Committee of Columbus, James Lee, full member.
We have a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Christie, roll call please.
Mr. Ballard,
Yes.
Mr. Martin McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. Fields,
Yes.
Mayor Easy.
Yes. Thank you. Do we have any unfinished business?
No, this evening, Mayor.
That brings us to new business and the consent agenda. Items listed in the consent agenda portion of the meeting have been referred to the township committee for reading it, so they are posted on the agenda on the website or considered routine. And will be enacted by any question of the township committee with no further discussion. If separate discussion is required, the item may be removed from the agenda by township committee action and placed on the regular agenda under new business. Would anyone like an item on the agenda and placed on the regular agenda? May I have a motion, please?
Mayor, move the consent agenda.
Second.
Christie, roll call please.
Mr. Ballard,
Yes.
Mr. Martin McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. Fields,
Yes.
Mayor Easy.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. That takes us to letter, please.
Ordinance 2564, an ordinance amending the zoning general ordinance of the Township Board, chapter 65, schedule 18C, on Central Road from Mountain Road to Greenwater Township Municipal Boundary Line and street reduction.
I move that ordinance 2564 be introduced on first reading, advertised as required by law, and scheduled for a public hearing on September 10th, 2024.
Second.
Christie, roll call please.
Mr. Ballard,
Yes.
Mr. Martin McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. Fields,
Yes.
Mayor Easy.
Yeah,
Motion carried.
thank you. Item C, please.
Ordinance 2565, an ordinance amending the revised general ordinance of the Township Board, chapter 7 traffic, schedule 3, of stopping or scenery regarding Valley Road and street reduction.
Mayor, I move that ordinance 2565 be introduced on first reading, advertised as required by law, and scheduled for a public hearing on September 10th, 2024.
Second.
Christie, roll call please.
Mr. Ballard,
Yes.
Mr. Martin McCarthy,
Yes.
Ms. Fields,
Yes.
Mayor Easy.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Takes us to item D.
Approval of minutes, August 13th, 2024, open session minutes, and August 13th, 2024, closed session minutes.
May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Taking us to executive session,
Number 5,
and we go to adjournment. May I have a motion?
Mayor, motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.